Hi, my name is Eddie Kumsen, and welcome to my Q&A session. I've always loved music that invokes prayer. It stirs me up to, speak to God, to want to hear from God. I was born into a musical family, a very musical family. The whole family sang in the choir. When I was growing up, my dad used to play, he was a choir master in a Methodist church. So there was always church, there was music every single time. I used to play the drums from like age 4, um, learned a bit of the keyboard, and then I became a bass player in 2013. Thankfully to my brother Opokusana. So I've always had music in me. I've always had music with me. So the inspiration came from the stuff that inspired me to want to speak to God. I wanted to create that and share with people who also want a similar, wavelength, who are on a similar wavelength. Pure inspiration from my dad, who is late. I lost my dad in 2021. Just I think a week or two after I launched, I released my debut album, Songs from the Prayer Room, the very first one, and I've always had it in me to, make music that he would have loved to hear. He would have loved. I'm sure he's proud of me wherever he is. So a couple of things inspired me. It's not just one thing. I mean, obviously the God factor, number one, and also to be able to make music that makes people pray, that makes me want to pray, and that's why I've named the album Songs from the Prayer Room. Expect a lot of singing and less bass playing because I've put this album together with my friends. I've put this album together with people that inspire me. I've got Kofi Osupepra, Luigi, Joe Metal, CC Bedu, Grace Charles. I've got Yofi Enchel on saxophone, Isaac Obrisian produced like most, I think 5 of the songs. I've got Maurice Vovo, the album is packed. I've got Obinki on bass, Jesse Boating, J Squid on guitars. I've got Jake, Sammy on drums. It's amazing. It's amazing. A collection of ideas, a connection of like-minded people, and a connection of spirits that yearn for God. Basically, that's the most important thing. So expect to pray. Expect to enjoy music. I've tried to make an album that you wouldn't want to skip any music, not because I want it for the numbers, but because I want you to be in that mood, in that moment, to be connected, feel that connection. And as they say, charity begins at home. So if I am able to connect to it, and I would pray that God, helps people connect through me. I'm just a vessel, basically. So expect to pray, expect to enjoy good music, expect to, be blessed, most importantly. I've got 8 songs. I've got 8 songs on the album. Um, I think 6 songs, and then 2 are songs that are on the album but without drums. So I've got just vocals. Um, I think it's Yesu Kao. I don't know. From the moment Isaac Obrisian started playing the keys, I just thought, that's my favorite song, honestly. Honestly, but the more I listen to the songs, it's really hard to pick one. Really, really hard. Because the song with CC as well speaks about gratitude, and it's got, everybody loves the song, and people don't love the song just because of the sweet melody or something, but it's really relatable. It's easy to connect to, but I think Yesu Kao there's something about that song. It makes me feel confident in God. It makes me have a lot of hope. It gives me a lot of, I think I've already said confidence. I think that's the word, that I am never alone. I am never ever alone. God is always with me. He goes before me. He moves ahead of me. He is ahead of time. He knows what's going to happen to me tomorrow. It makes me very less anxious, like basically no anxiety at all, because if I serve the God, as track 2 says, he knows the future. He holds the future. Why do I have to be anxious? There's absolutely nothing I can do about tomorrow because the God I serve has got tomorrow in his hands. So yeah, basically that's it. All right, guys. That was an interesting Q&A session. I can't wait for you to hear this music. Um, all I can say is I pray that you are blessed. I pray that you share with someone. I pray that you pray with the music because that's the whole purpose.